Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I've added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha, Radhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase. Ishana Murti as 5 phase. Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase. Agora Murti as 5 phase. Tatpurusha Murti as 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase. Agora Murti has his 5 face. Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, five faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovijian order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. First experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting, the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas form the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. original Agamas Yogapada, the science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Parameshivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Parameshivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measured, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for the power of teleportation. Now let's go to the power full cognition from Bhagavad Gita decoded. Shiva means causeless auspiciousness, auspiciousness born without a reason. Wherever Shiva is, good happens for no reason. Of the vibration, Krishna says, he is transcendental Om. The Om is a primal sound from the universe, manifests itself. It is Pranava, the mystic symbol of the immovable object in the world. He says he is mighty and majestic Himalayas. The Himalayas literally means the abode of snow, is the home of hundreds of peaks, including the highest peaks in the world. Some great rivers originate in it, flow through it, including Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, and Indus. Here, Bhagavan is telling that whatever the best in the world, that he is that, manifesting that as the causeless auspiciousness. He says so beautiful. Shiva means causeless auspicious. Auspiciousness born without a reason. When Shiva is good, happens for no reason. With this powerful cognition, let's go to the Shastra
of Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4 and 3.5. Yatha hi arto sputo drishta savadhane pichetasi bhuyah sputataro bhati swabaloddyoga bhavitaha तथा यत्परमार्थेन येन यत्र यथा स्थितं तत्तथा बलमाक्रम्य न चिरात् सम्प्रवर्तते.
Spandakarika, Section 3, Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4, 3.5. Bhagavan Parameshwar says, indeed, just as an object or a static matter, which in spite of all the attentiveness of the mind, is perceived and seen indistinctly at first and appears and manifests more distinctly and clearly when observed with the strength of one's visual power. So when the yogi restored to the power of spanda, the dynamic activity in its highest essential nature of oneness and Paramashiva, with Paramashiva, then whatever thing or object or idea which is static matter exists in its highest dimension in whichever form, in whichever place or time, in whichever state or dimension that exists, that thing or object at once appear and manifest in that very way by the nature of the strategic existence. Bhagavan beautifully says how Shiva is an auspiciousness. If we understand one Akshaya Guna of Paramashiva, simply we will be able to surrender ourselves in a much higher way. If you understand everything is auspicious, that whatever happens is for the best of your space, that is what Shiva will manifest through you. Like a mother will not do anything which will hurt the child. She has so much concern, the child is like literally part of the mother. Like that, the whole universe is consciousness, is waiting to serve you in such a beautiful way. And beautifully, there's a story where the king asked the person who said everything is auspicious, okay, let me no beat you. He says, yes, thank you not for killing me, and now my part's getting cut. So he says, okay, now I'll cut your part. And then he says, thank you that I'm not still dead, only a part is gone. He sees only everything as auspicious. The king and him goes to the jungle for getting some hunting and getting some things, but the tribes, local tribes, took them and wanted to kill them because he did not have a part. This man was rejected, and he goes to the king and says, see, it is auspicious, I did not get killed. Everything in life is happening just for auspicious, just for a reason, so that it doesn't stop you but expand you in the right authentic way. But being confused with all these things and creating chaos, that nothing is happening, creating a shaft and suffering, is the reason why human forgets to think and understand everything is auspicious, good or bad. In everything there is in video it is a editing is there. In a blackboard there is erasing is there. In a book there is erasing is there. Somewhere there have to be regeneration happening. Even in our body, the cells, hundreds, thousands of cells die every day. New cells are forming every day, constantly reminding us the possibility that we are in. And ultimately, in being in oneness is the only solution when there is so much of chaos and confusion which is happening. So beautiful. With a powerful cognition, everything is auspicious. Let's move to the Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana for power of teleporting any object from any planet. Paramhamsa Yogananda's mother Guru manifested silver armlet on his hands when his mother was on the deathbed. This is from Autobiography of Yogi, Chapter 2, My Mother's Death and the Armlet, page 33. Here, beautifully, he says how his mother manifested and teleported for him. Now let's go to Atma Pramana. Bhagavan himself narrates so beautifully.
आज हम आपके मूल विचारधारा को शन imbalancing your whole cognition, giving birth to your mind. The pattern you develop from that moment is root pattern. Please understand. It can be anything as simple as your mother did not give you the cake and gave it to your brother. In India, there's a big problem. Male kids are pampered and female kids are not supported. This is one of the big patterns with which whole India suffers. You need to know, still in India, the practice of not giving share in the property to women is practiced. This has to be abolished. Women should be given equal rights over the properties, and mother's name also you can use as initial. This all should happen. Only then we are going to come out of this rapist mental cognition. Why there is so much of rape in India? Because we forgot in the Vedic tradition we had equal respect. Of course, the other side, there are few women, Tadakas, Shurpanagas, Goonies, conspire against Rama, Krishna, incarnations, and try to abuse them. Don't worry about them. They will never be successful. They can never be successful. From the time of Surpanaga, Tataka, and they never succeeded. But we need to understand, as a society we need to evolve and give an equal right in name and property. It may be as simple as your mother making you sit on the dining table so that you will not run around and make a mess. Your brother chasing you into a room and trying to beat you. Or you tried your best and failed in your exam or some competition. It can be even that small, but when a powerlessness takes you over, first time in your life, and your cognition is imbalanced, mind is born. The pattern which you develop at that time is root pattern. That is the root on which the mind is born. आपके जीवन में आपकी कोई गहरी भावना का आक्रमण होना और आपकी संपूर्ण अनुभूति को असंतुलित करना, एवं आपके मन को जन्म देना यही पैटर्न, विचारधारा ही आपकी मूल विचारधारा है और आजीवन वही आपकी हर अनुभव और प्रतिक्रिया का मूल आधार बन जाता है। Understand? If you sit with yourself even for half an hour and think through, dig out, you will be able to find your root pattern. Only thing, whatever you think through, continue to speak in front of the mirror. Without speaking, your thinking will not have its clarity and depth and strength. ध्यान से सुनिए. To find your root pattern, you may have to speak. You may have to speak in front of the mirror. Sit in front of the mirror comfortably. Whatever you think as your root pattern, first time powerlessness overpowered you in your life. It may be at the age of 3 or 4 or the earliest memory you remember. Sometime it would have happened in 3 or 4, but you will remember only the incident happened in 7 or 8. But what you remember, start talking out. When you start talking, you will understand. Please understand. You will understand, and suddenly you may remember the deeper root pattern which started much earlier, the incidents which happened much earlier. I have seen there are some people who suffer the disease of spontaneous lying. The moment they open their mouth, lying. I tell you, spontaneous lying means you feel powerlessness. You are inauthentic to yourself. Feeling powerlessness is slavery. Feeling powerful is freedom. If you feel powerful throughout your day, you are a Jivan Mukta. You are living enlightenment. If you feel powerful from morning, waking up to the moment you fall asleep, you are a Jivan Mukta. Everything has roots. The way you behave, the way you think, way you react, way you respond, way you cognize, why you behave the way you behave as root pattern. आपके मूल विचारधारा को पहचानने के लिए आपको लगातार स्वयं से बात करना पड़ेगा. जब आप स्वयं से बात करना आरंभ करेंगे, आप स्पष्ट तरह से वह घटना को देख पाएंगे जहां आपका मूल विचारधारा आरंभ हुआ था. आईने के सामने आराम से बैठिए. पहली बार जो आपके स्मरण में है, जब आपने शक्तिहीनता का अनुभव किया, उसे स्मरण कीजिए. उस घटना का विस्तार से आईने के सामने अपने आप से बात कीजिए. अंडरस्टैंड? Whether you feel healthless or helpless or emotionally weak,
tired, bored, lazy, agitated, irritated, everything, all these put together, I classify as powerlessness, feeling powerless. You can live without any of this is a good news. Bad news is you need to work for it. अगर आप कोई भी क्षण शक्तिहीनता का अनुभव करते हैं, स्पष्ट तरह से जानिए कि आपको आपका मूल विचारधारा ही चला रही है. I tell you, if the kids can be helped in the young age to remove their root pattern and not to build their root pattern, they will do wonders. I have seen what I am doing in inner awakening. 10 times more happens in engineers without my physical presence. Because they are ready to receive, kids are ready to receive. Yesterday there was a case brought in front of me related to Gurukul. One kid was not able to handle her student. In our Gurukul we give each kid one student. She was not able to handle and there was some confusion involving the parents, family and all that. Then it was brought to me. When they brought the few people who brought to me, they really expected that I'll relieve this kid from that work. No, it's okay, she doesn't need to mentor. That's what they expected, and they literally tried to pull the decision out of my mouth. I said no. If she can't handle the child, she can't handle herself. She needs to learn to handle herself. My Gurukul is not man-making education, it is God-making education. My Gurukul is God-making education. Anybody wants to be a man or woman in future, get out of my Gurukul. This is not the place for you. It's a God-making education. I am so happy my parents did not involve and interfere and destroy my life when I was torturely trained by my gurus. Understand, if I tell you guys what all training I went through, you will call that only as a torture. You will call that only as torture. But I am so fortunate. I am grateful to my parents. They did not take me away from my gurus. I am going around the hill alone, a small boy, reading. Still I remember the Arunagiri Andadi, the 100 songs on Arunachala, written by Govinamachivayar, a great saint. Still I can repeat the whole 100 verse by heart. With that book I am walking. I have been asked to go around the hill every day by my heartless guru, Kuppammal, Vibhudananda Devi. In the night I am supposed to go around because in the daytime no time. I'll be sometime going to school or sitting with her and studying the Vedas, Upanishads, and usually in the daytime it will be hot sun. So after the sunset, she will tell, now lessons are over, please go around the hill and come back and sleep. As if it is the next door, you go and come back and sleep. If I go around the hill, when will I sleep? Because by the time I come back, I have to take bath in the tank and go to the temple for Suprabhadam. Shiva's Lord is waking up, Arunachaleshwara is waking up, You should go and see him early morning when he wakes up. So I let run. Anyhow, I went round every day, and still I keep that as a habit. Still, if I am staying in Arunachala, I'll go around the hill, only then I'll come and sleep. Of course, now for security reasons, I go in the car, don't go by walk, but whenever I can, even now I don't miss walking around the hill in the night. If I have a group of disciples with me, brahmacharis or brahmacharinis, I'll always walk, and that will be the best moment of my life. The way I run, the high energy.
The Atma Pramana, Apta Pramana, now Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are millions of disciple devotees all over the world initiated by Bhagwan, sharing their experience of power manifestation. Here, Bhagwan is beautifully initiated so many devotees, disciples who are sharing their experience. September 6, 2011, Paddhati. In one afternoon session of less than 4 hours, Paramashiva Nithyananda manifested a series of more than 108 and exhort 108 left hand artifacts through his Divya Sariris, energy channels. They included wide range of sacred objects with varying molecular structure, from onyx and crystal to rose quartz, ruby and jade, indicating the command of the science of teleporting. Some of the items are raw stone, while others are polished, and most beautiful and wondrous of all are the perfectly carved miniature murtis, or religious items. All these sprang effortlessly from the divine visualization space of Paramashiva Nithyananda. Amazing possibility that is happening for the devotees, disciples around the world for experiencing the highest oneness with Paramashiva. Now, with this, let's go to the instruction of manifesting the power of teleporting any object from any planet. And literally, we all experienced the devotee disciple manifesting from all the planets, all the gemstones. Now, with that, let's go to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana to manifest the power of teleporting object from other planets.
Pratyaksha Pramana. Scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of teleportation. Science defines teleportation as a process by which an object is dematerialized and essential information about its atomic structure is sent to another point in space, where the object is instantaneously rematerialized or reassembled into its component atoms. Explained using quantum mechanics, teleportation is a mechanism by which information of the exact state of an atom can be transmitted from one location to another. In this process, information is transported from one location to another using an entangled quantum state. Known as quantum teleportation, this process involves a phenomena called entanglement, which is possible only on a microscale. As mentioned earlier, in classical terms, information is called a bit, and in quantum mechanics, it is called qubit. Whereas quantum entanglement allows teleportation to happen instantaneously, recreation of masses larger than an atom would also need a classical information link between the two locations. This link cannot process information faster than the speed of light, and thus there will be a time delay from point A to point B for teleportation to occur. Source is taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202. There is a physical evidence of teleportation of structures ranging from sacred ash to larger objects across continent. Example, from Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Bengaluru Adinam to several international locations outside of India. In physics laboratories, the largest distance of experimental teleportation is 143 kilometers. Larger masses made up of multiple atoms would require more time for reassembly, as they still need to use the classical channel in spite of information having preceded it instantaneously through quantum entanglement. Quantum teleportation is actually a process of replication similar to cloning or biological faxing, where the same information is used to create a duplicate exactly like the original object. The object itself is not teleported, but only information about it is captured and used. The main difference between teleportation, as science knows it, and more conventional forms of sending information from one place to another is that this is a process of instantaneous teleportation. In 1998, for the first time, a team of researchers at California Institute of Technology successfully teleported a photon across a distance of approximately 1 meter. However, in the process, the original object was destroyed. Since then, a number of teleportation experiments have been performed. In 2006, physicists at the Niels Bohr Institute, Denmark, led by Eugene Polzik, teleported photons across half a meter and used them to illuminate a cloud of atoms. This was considered a milestone because it involved teleportation between light and matter. In 2013, the research group succeeded in teleporting information between two clouds of gas atoms and to carry out the teleportation. Not just one or few times, but successfully every single time. The results were published in scientific journal, Nature Physics. In stark contrast to these efforts, the teleportation of whole objects and even people is a well-defined practice in the mystical tradition. Unlike in the scientific context, it is not just the vital information about the object, but the object itself which is teleported. Power of teleportation. Teleport any object from any planet. Setting up. For the setting up process, you will need number 1, a camera with a timestamp. Number 2, Jnana if you have it. Take a few moments to set up your camera. Download the timestamp app. Next, click on video. After that, ensure that the time is shown on screen. And make sure the camera is facing you. Please take a few minutes to set it up. Guidelines. Before we start the power manifestation process, let us get ourselves ready with the guidelines. To start, turn on the video recording. Step number 2, set up your sitting area, declutter and wipe down your surrounding area. Step number 3, set up a tray to receive the object. Step number 4, put Jnana on your third eye if you have it. Step number 5, look through the third eye and decide on which planet you want to manifest matter from. For example, you can manifest particles, sediments, stones, etc. and manifest. Step number 6, sit for 21 minutes during the chanting of the Mahavakya and connect to Paramashiva. Step number 7, after the Mahavakya subsides, find or locate the teleported object from any planet to your tray or your surrounding area. Step number 8, verify by bringing the teleported objects close to the camera and summarize your finding and experience of manifestation. And step number 9, manifestation range. Number 1, heat and energy surges in the body. Number 2, fine particles in and around the seating area. Number 3, tiny particles clumped together. And number 4, whole physical manifestation of the matter object.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line. so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel centered, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things.
And it is just nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagwan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama,
cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, All mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you'll be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process. Please verify the following. Number 1, that the time and date stamp appear on your video. Number 2, that your video has a wide-angle horizontal view and that you have a clear full view. Number 3, that you have not edited your video in any way and that the camera has not moved. Number 4, that your video recording is continuous without stopping and restarting during the manifestation process. Number 5, that the teleportation of the matter or object from a different planet has happened physically in front of you. Number 6, verify the videos recorded for having manifested the power. Now that the verification process is complete, the next instructions will guide you where to upload and share your video. Thank you so much for your participation.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, Let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagwan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshwaram Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham